Well, hello, everybody. This is David Bianco back at Safe and Sound, Texas. Well, it's Black Friday in the United States. That is the day after U.S. Thanksgiving, where all the big sales happen. Of course, because of the mobs that used to come into the stores at 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. waiting outside, they've kind of spread things out a bit, closing stores on Thanksgiving and also doing a lot of online sales even well in advance. But for me today, the trip was to take in my ailing Pioneer QX949. That's my quadraphonic receiver. It has the three different modes of quadraphonic built in, CD4, SQ, and QS. Started to have some noisiness on it, so I'm going to have it taken to the dock and checked out. And while I was there, I thought, well, let me talk to the owner. I've met him a few times before, show you around the store, get some insight on what's going on as it relates to equipment. So that little interview is coming up next on our Safe and Sound Texas audio excursion. All right, so this is Nick Metzger at Metzger Vintage Audio. Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, so we've got a lot of equipment here, older equipment. I'll show you some of that after we wrapped up. But Nick, give us an idea of your store, when you got started, what you do here.
Yeah, so pretty simple. We buy and sell and repair vintage audio. I would say we're probably about 60% repair shop. And then the rest of it, we always love to have some good vintage pieces here for sale, which again, you can show off in a second.
Sure.
Everything that we sell here at the shop has been fully restored by one of my techs. So you can always be sure that when you buy it, you can take it home and enjoy it, and it's not going to blow up on you, So,
yeah.
But yeah, and of course, we repair pieces all the time as well.
Yeah, so you have how many techs?
5 techs.
5 techs.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. All my techs kind of work on what they like, though, keep everybody happy. Some of my techs work on cassette and reel-to-reel, and some work on turntables, and some work on tube amps, and some work on solid-state amps. So everybody kind of works on what they like.
Yeah. Do you, and I guess you do take in people's stuff if they say, hey, I don't know how much this works, I don't know, I want to just get rid of it and sell it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's kind of the buy part of the business. But yeah, I mean, it definitely happens. There's a million stories out there. Some people are, going from a bigger house to a smaller house. Some people, unfortunately, their parents have passed away, or grandparents or whatever. Some people have inherited stuff. Some people just want to sell some stuff because they want to buy different stuff, So there's a million stories out there. But yeah, we do that all the time, and that's that's where all this stuff behind me has come out of someone's collection other than mine. So yeah, that's part of how we go. Yeah.
Well, super. You also sell a little bit of vinyl here, used vinyl.
A little bit, yeah. Look, I always tell people I'm not trying to be a record store. I'm not,
Gotcha.
I love, support your local record stores. I am not a full-fledged record store. But, I mean, look, it would make not a lot of sense if I didn't offer at least a little bit of vinyl,
Sure.
right? And I love vinyl. I've worked at a record store in the past, so I have a passion for vinyl, so I always try to have at least a little bit here. So yeah.
Great. No, that's really good. So, I mean, I brought something in now today, and I know your backlog. There's lead times.
Our current lead time, and look, this probably isn't going to change much. It's been this way for about a year, so I think we're pretty steady. It's about 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Now, the good news is that is literally just the lead time to get in front of a tech. Once you're in front of the tech, it's really your turn. I mean, turnaround time after that is like usually a week or so.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it's not like you have to wait 3 months and then another 3 months.
Gotcha.
It's once it's your turn, it's your turn. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and is that's across the board, turntables, speakers, everything?
I mean, my cassette and reel-to-reel might be a teeny tiny bit faster because I have one tech who's really only dedicated to those two things. But I mean, we do a lot of cassette and reel-to-reel, so I don't want to. Let's just say.
Yeah, right. If it's better than that, that's great. But that's what we're gonna.
Exactly.
That's where we're gonna go with it. Yeah. So, what's the trends, or what do you see going on?
I think that the trends have been pretty steady. I mean, people still, Marantz, anything Marantz is still a big seller for me.
Yeah, sure.
I I think that and classic Pioneer, the solid state Pioneer, are probably my two largest selling brands. I do pretty well with reel-to-reel. I don't have any reel-to-reels right now because I've sold them all.
Yeah, yeah, they go. I know,
but they go pretty quick when I get them.
No cassette. Do you have any cassette decks even?
I had two last week and I sold them both.
Okay,
so yeah, cassette is again a strong, not my number one seller, but a strong seller when I get them. And everything else is just kind of situational. People. I try to have really good signature, high-quality pieces whenever I can get them, and I try to only sell pieces that I would personally have in my shop, or excuse me, in my home, and pieces I'm really confident about and pieces I really like. So, I like to say maybe I don't always have the biggest collection here. Clearly, I'm a small shop, but I try to have a really strong collection of good pieces.
Yeah, that's great. What so you say the trends are pretty similar? Is here's a weird question, but do you get people who are biased toward or questioning whether they should get a belt drive or direct drive? Let's say on a turntable.
Yeah, that's I call that kind of like the Ford and Chevy stuff, right? The people who are belt drives say that all the direct drives are terrible, and the direct drive people say all the belt drives are terrible. So look. My personal feeling, and this is just me, is I think it's more about quality of turntable overall, right?
Right.
I would rather a better quality belt drive than a crappy direct drive,
or
a better quality direct drive than a crappy belt drive, right? So as long as it's well built, to me, I can't say I'm not partial to either. I've had both. I think they're both good.
I got you. Yeah. So I brought in a quad unit, and I don't know there's much demand for those out there.
Amongst quad enthusiasts there are.
Yeah,
I certainly have my quad, enthusiasts who we do a lot of quad work for. I mean, the men and women, the people who are into quad, they're really, really, really into it, and they want the high end units, the high end Kenwoods and Sansuis and Pioneers, and and they want them working right because they still have a huge, hundreds and hundreds of quad albums and quad tapes that they want to listen to. So we do. I mean, again, not our number one thing that we do, but hey, we do it, So
I've got a lot of quad myself, and for me, it's just, now we have multi-channel 5.1, we have SACD, we have a lot of things that have progressed beyond that. But yeah, it's a diehard group, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, they're very passionate, the quad people. Yeah, totally.
It's funny because I tell people, well, half-speed mastering kind of got its teeth cut there, no pun intended, because they had to cut the CD4s at half speed to get that 30,000 hertz signal onto that record to do that demodulation. So it ushered in more or less that being a methodology back in the 70s. So and I see you have some half-speed masters in your vinyl here,
again, not the biggest vinyl collection, but I try to have a really strong one.
Yeah, really nice stuff. I'll show you guys those as well. And so you're here in Plano, Texas, which is just north of Dallas.
Yeah, about 20-ish minutes north of the city. So
very accessible and easy to find. The day I came here, the first time, I remember it wasn't so easy to find. It was a different business.
Things were, I was running a bit of a pop-up concept.
You were.
But you know what? It worked out. So,
it did. Yeah, it really did. It's come a long way. And the thing is, these aren't easy to find in places that do this, people that are dedicated to this. So I think for us that are enthusiasts and need this kind of support, we appreciate the fact that you're here for us.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
thanks, Nick. Great to see you again.
Yeah,
take care, everybody.
Yeah,
thank you. All right, so here at Nick's shop, Nick Metzger, the vintage audio store, Metzger Vintage Audio in Plano, Texas. Just showing you some of the equipment he has here. Got some Klipsch's here. I want to hide the price. $19.95 per pair of those. Here's a nice tube amp. That one is interesting to me. A Pioneer turntable and a Marantz 2275 receiver. We got some smaller Electro Voice interface speakers, some floor standing Allison ones. We get over here to combo preamp amp of Marantz. got a 2238. Don't see a price on that one. But of course you can contact Nick. I'll put their info in the description of this video. There's a tube amp there. Nice Sansui turntable. Yamaha receiver. Harman Kardon. There's some power. It's a tube amplifier too. If you really want an expensive boombox, there you go. You're gonna need more money for that. And here's a classic Kenwood stereo receiver, 120 watts, 2 phono, $12.95. So thanks to Nick for his hospitality and also his wife who helps him out there. It really is great to have a shop in the area to be able to go to, drop off the equipment, talk to the owner and kind of get an idea of what's going to happen, and then stay in communication during the repair process. I know a lot of you in the vinyl community don't have that, and unfortunately that's just a reality in some places, but there are more and more of them around, and that's a good thing. Now, you know, getting equipment that's vintage it's a bit pricey, but in some ways, but the value of what you get for the type of work that was done in those days versus some of the lightweight stuff we see today, at least in the commercial things that are, you know, in the thousands or low thousands, not tens of thousands, where you get the better equipment. We're seeing that vintage equipment dollar for dollar, even after, you know, getting fully capped in service, is a pretty good value at the end of the day. So for now, as always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I consider it very much a privilege to have you as a subscriber. If you click on the bell below and click the all option for notifications, a thumbs up or like is always appreciated, as are your comments. Let me know what kind of equipment you have, and maybe if you have anybody in your area that does that kind of work. It sure is interesting to see the differences in the various communities in the VC. So for now, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on our Safe and Sound Texas audio excursion. Take care, everybody.